thanks for joining me. My name is Jen, and I am going to give you a little bit of extra content today, and we are going to either be using the Native Fit platform, or if you don't have one of these, I'll also show you a couple ways to do the same things with 2 yoga blocks. I really prefer cork blocks for things I'm going to be putting my full body weight pressure onto. So I'll show you how we'll utilize those. And then the other equipment you might want is a dowel. I went and bought one of these at the hardware store because I love opening my shoulders with these. Or you can use something like a yoga strap or an old tie or a rope or something like that. So I did try using the flat bar from the Native Fit platform, but it wasn't quite wide enough for me. So when it comes to opening our shoulders up, you're gonna wanna find a distance that's fairly wide. And we're gonna come overhead, we're gonna come all the way back and try to touch our butts. Now, if that's really, really easy and you're not feeling a stretching in your shoulders, then we're gonna walk our hands in just a tiny bit more. So from this side, make sure I'm not gonna hit anything. We're coming all the way back, touching the booty, coming back forward, touching the thighs. We're trying to keep the arms completely extended, opening through the shoulder girdle, warming up through the shoulders. So I'm gonna do a couple more, and then I'll show you what it looks like with the yoga strap. You're gonna wanna take yourself through about 10 reps of these, I don't know, overpasses, overhead. There's a name for these, but I can't remember what they are. So this is an example of how to use the strap. Maybe it'll kind of just a little bit more narrow. So yeah, like I said, I tried to use the flat bar from the Native Fit platform, but it was a little bit narrow. And there is a point with extended arms when you're too narrow, your shoulders won't go back anymore. It's just the anatomy of your shoulder socket. Okay, once those shoulders are feeling warmed up, then we are going, you can keep the yoga strap. If you have a dowel, they're gonna continue on with me. We're gonna keep this dowel in a nice overhead squat position, and we're going to go ahead and squat down nice and low. Bring your feet in as narrow and parallel as possible, keeping your upper back nice and engaged. And while we're in this low, juicy position, I want you to try to turn your armpits away from me and then turn them towards me. Show your armpits away, show them. We're rotating in the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades, relaxing, squeezing the shoulders and relaxing. 2 more, squeeze the shoulders. It's just a slight, subtle contraction. Maybe show this from behind. Little squeezes, little rotations. Then you're going to do some more pass-throughs. That's what they're called, pass-throughs to the butt and around. This is quite difficult in a squat. I know it is. Keep it going. A few more rounds. So all the things that we will be doing today in this little bonus segment are for mobility, as well as stability and some core strength. You could put this together into a little mini circuit. It would be really rad to do on an active rest day. It would probably complement some of your other workouts as well. You could use it as a warm-up. You could use this as just an ancillary mobility workout to help you with your shoulder mobility and your hip and ankle mobility and knee mobility for squats and deadlifts and things like that. Couple more. My shins are on fire from being in the squat. Yay. Okay, so we're done with our pass-throughs. And next we're going to move on to duck walks. These are one of my favorite movements, and I teach all of my clients these. And it just so happens it works really, really nice with the Native Fit platform. So we are going to use that, or we're going to use 2 blocks. If you're going to use the blocks, again, these cork ones are a little bit heavier. And we're basically coming into an overhead squat, And we're gonna walk forward and back on our mat, or if you have a larger area in your home, you can do that. So we're walking all the way forward and they're gonna come backwards. Once you're to the back of the mat, we're going to plant your blocks down. And we're gonna press into a forward fold. You can walk your hands in more. Relax through the face, shake out through the head. And then you're gonna squat back down, bring your blocks of the platform back up and do another round. So I'm now gonna show you with the platform what this looks like. So I'm gonna lift this overhead, a little more weight. And with these duck walks, we're really trying to open up in our hips and our ankles. If I go really slow, you'll see I almost tap a knee down. And as you come backwards, I feel like it also happens. Yeah, so we're gonna come back and I'm balanced sometimes by placing this knee down, but then I come back onto my toes and I press back. Once you go back and forth again, we're planting and we're extending. Shake through, pedal through the feet. Feel everything opening up in the hamstrings and through the glutes. A couple big breaths. Let's do 2 more rounds of these, yeah? So we're gonna drop down, lift our platform or our blocks up. We're going to duck walk to the top of our mat. Then we're gonna go backwards. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Plant and extend. Woo. And you can load up duck walks with weight if you happen to have a weighted bar or a barbell or some dumbbells. Okay, last round. Squeeze those shoulder blades nice and tight. Core is nice and tight. Plant and extend. Woo-wee. All right. Last little active portion. We're either gonna have the blocks here. We're gonna step back and then we're gonna drop our knees so that we're still stacked. I want shoulders over elbows over wrists. I want your knees directly under your hips. We are high on our tippy toes. Lots of engagement in the belly. Drawing that belly button to the spine, feeling that slight zip up from pelvis to belly button. We're feeling our shoulders rolled back and engaged nice and tight, using our upper back muscles. We're holding this bear pose, is what I like to call this. You can do this flat-handed, but today we're gonna try elevated on the blocks, or again, I'm gonna use the platform. So we've got platform, and find your lift, hold and tuck. Then we're going to lift one leg up into the air, donkey kick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep this knee pinned in this location. Other side, lift 10, 9, 8, 7. Push through the heel. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and hover for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and rest and come back. We will do another round of those, but in between we're gonna work on our hips. So I'm gonna move my platform up a little bit, and then I'm gonna come into this Herc position. You gotta think about your legs looking the same from the front to back, kind of same angle, all of that. For more difficulty, you're not going to touch the floor. We're gonna keep our hands at chest center, or maybe cross at the shoulders to maintain awareness of how square our body is, or we're gonna bring our hands down to the floor. We can have one in between the legs here and one to the side, and then we're going to try to lift the heel up and hold. 4, 3, 2, lower down, 1. Pick the knee up, lift, hold. 3, 2, and 1. Again, lift foot up. So this is the difference between me using my hands and not. And lower, go ahead and lift. 4, 3, 2, and lower. Again, we lift the foot. 3, 2, and 1. Lift our knee. 3, 2, and 1. Then we're gonna try to pick up the entire leg, and we're gonna pull it around in a circular motion, tap our knee, and come all the way back. We're gonna do 3 of those. Try not to touch down. 3, that's 2, last 1. And then you're gonna place your foot down, bring your hands behind you, and we're just gonna windshield wiper from side to side 3 times. And then we'll end with the legs the opposite direction. For the sake of this, I'm gonna back up a little bit. So now we should have our legs looking the way they did before. And we can place hand inside and hand to the outside. We're gonna lift this foot up first. Here we go. Hold 4, 3, 2, lower down. Lift the knee. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the foot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the knee. 4, 3, 2. One more set. Lift the foot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the knee. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to lift the full leg up, hover, sweep around, touch that heel to the opposite knee, and then we unwind and come back. Really try to kick that foot back as far as possible. 2 more rounds. Last one. And we're gonna set it down, drop both hands behind, do your little windshield wiper, get into those hips. And then I'm gonna do 1 more round of my bear pose donkey kicks. And then we're going to do a mellow, well, it's not a mellow pose. Frog pose is not mellow. We're going to just time and sit in stillness. So that part is mellow, frog pose, and then we'll be done. So again, we're gonna stack everything. We're gonna curl those toes under, lift the knees and hover. Feel everything nice and contracted and solid. And here we go, we're gonna lift 1 foot up, kick that heel up. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7. Big breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold and hover. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo! Spicy. At this point, if you wanted to do another round of the pass-throughs or any of like the overhead squats for the duck walks, now would be a great time to do that. I'm gonna move into our frog pose and take us home from there. So, frog pose, if you are on a mat, you might want to roll up either side. We're going to get our knees as wide as possible. So we should already feel some discomfort in our groin as we step our knees out. And then I just want you for a moment to sit your hips back a little bit and come forward a little bit. Just little wiggles back and forward. See where it feels really, really intense. And that's where we're gonna wanna stay. So you are going, I'm gonna flip it this way for a second. I usually give the cue that you're going to want your knees to stay in line with your ankles and your knees to stay in line with your hips. So we're here. I always say try to rest your forehead on something. So whether that's crossing like hand on top of hand, letting your head rest here. Sometimes I bring a block and bring it under my chest and then let my head rest. We're going to breathe really deeply here and just allow gravity to open up our hips. I'm really a big believer of taking really good care of our core. And by our core, I mean our shoulders to our hips. So not only having strong abdominals and strong back muscles, but also having really strong and capable shoulders and hips. If we choose to work on our entire torso, shoulders to hips, to create strength and stability, and then having really mobile shoulders and hips will help you be able to execute bigger movements as well as reduce the risk of injury. And you're just gonna feel young and yummy in the body. So that's what today is all about, taking care of our core. Keep breathing deeply. See if you can relax. Use some horsey breath. Make some humming. Pay attention to your eyes, soften around them. Pay attention to your tongue. If it's pressed into the roof of your mouth, remove it and let it drop into your bottom jaw. Just continue to soften. Let's take 5 more breaths. All right, very slowly and gently make your way out of this pose. If your hips feel crazy, then you did it right. Just go ahead and come onto your buns, shake out your legs, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel a little bit more recovered. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me, specifically about today's mobility and stability and core little bonus content. My handle is Strong and Sultry on Instagram. You can always reach me there, and eventually strongandsultry.com will be up. So thank you for being here. You're incredible. Keep up the great work. We'll see you in a workout soon.